Man, listen.
With that being said,
we definitely do gotta get to Spike right now. Wow, there's two things going on with the Knicks. Obviously, this comes off after the Knicks officially named Leon Rose as their president. So we're gonna talk about both these things, but I guess Spike is the hot topic right now. So we might as well talk about Spike. We just came from a Spike Lee class, so we might as well get into it.
Very true.
So I got a clip. For those of y'all who may not know, because this just came out today. It's relatively new. That's why you tune into the show, because we got the breaking news. Let's get it.
I've been using the same entrance for 28 plus years. The employee's entrance on 33rd Street. Last night, I go in, my ticket gets scanned. I'm in. The elevator.
Yes.
I go in the elevator, and also people having their ticket scanned also. And elevator's not moving. And the security guy comes to me and says, we need you to get off the elevator. I said, for what? So we could speak about it now. I said, I'm not getting out of the elevator. So at halftime, Dolan comes over to me and says, we need to talk. I said, talk about what? We need to talk. I said, Mr. Dolan, I don't want to talk about nothing. I've been coming through this entrance for 28 years.
Listen, with the Knicks, man, when we dealing with the New York Knicks, it just seems like every headline, every news that come out of MSG or dealing with the Knicks is negative news. We already know what happened with Charles Oakley and that incident that they had.
Charges he got.
Exactly.
From that.
Man, honestly, as a Knicks fan, it's just like...
Listen, I mean, you hear what Spike's saying here, and obviously this is relatively new, so we got to dive deeper into, all sides. Because who knows if he was told before you shouldn't use this entrance, I don't know. Based off what he said on First Take, the man has been a fan through the worst times in Knicks history for 28 years. After the 90s, it goes downhill.
He's still paying to watch them bums on the court.
$300,000 a year to be exact.
Who does that? All right, Spike Lee was loyal.
Exactly.
He was there through the thick and thin. It's like a relationship. You out there cheating and doing everything wrong, but I'm right by your side. And you gonna prevent this brother? Like, come on, man. Like, literally, what's going on here? Leave Spike alone.
Seems like James Dolan.
That's another guy.
Originally, in this thing, it seemed like James Dolan at first didn't want him there. That's what I heard. But then you look at it, why would that be the case?
The bottom line is, when you look at this Knicks team, as Will said, every news that comes out is negative news. And I feel like when you look at this situation, there was no need for it. Actually, last night, and we're going to get into this a little later, the Knicks had probably their best win of the season. And of course, that gets ruined by a headline like this. And like Kenny said, there's just no reason for it to happen. This dude has been a fan for his whole life, and if what Spike was saying was true, he didn't do anything wrong. Like, if he's been using that that employee entrance for, the past 28 years, then why, he's right, why would all of a sudden James Dolan say, nah, like, you can't use that? And then also the fact that he got into the altercation with the security guard who said, you have to leave and go through the other entrance once you're in the building. That doesn't make any sense. So the whole thing is just super unnecessary. And once again, I think it just ruined from a really good night on the court for the Knicks.
But it's just like, this doesn't happen to other like long time celebrity fans that go to a game, like Jack Nicholson with the Lakers or Drake. Even with Drake standing on the court and almost interfering on the daggone court, he still didn't go through this trouble. So why is it with the Knicks? There's always some type of dysfunction with the Knicks when it comes to the Knicks. I just don't understand it. And on top of that, like I said, we know Spike Lee has been going to the games and stuff like that. We all know that or whatever. But he said he didn't get a memo that entrance was not normally used. So you cannot tell somebody to walk out of a stadium and come back a month on a different entrance. That doesn't make sense.
And also they were telling him to come re-enter through the VIP entrance. I mean, I give props to Spike there because, he's like, I don't care about the VIP entrance. I'll walk in the employee entrance. He's done it for 28 years. What's the point? Like, I don't see what the big deal is, and I agree with what you said to start this segment. It's always something with the New York Knicks. Always drama, and it's usually
And you know
negative.
what? It's normally... It comes from the top down. We all know that. We all know James Dolan, this old cranky guy that always have issues or whatever. He just needs to sell the daggone team. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Bible, when Moses and the Israelites, let my people go. Sell my Knicks, please. Please, can we do that? Let my people go.
It should
Let
happen.
my Knicks go.
And I just
Come
think,
on.
I just think it's weird when you look at James Dolan. People, a lot of people don't realize that he doesn't only own the Knicks, but he owns the Rangers too. And I find it interesting that when it comes to hockey, like I understand basketball is a little more popular, but I find it interesting that the Rangers are known to be one of the most well-run organizations in the NHL.
It's really that is intriguing.
Yeah, and I think it just shows you that like when Dolan like kind of backs off and lets like Glenn Sather was a great executive there. He led them to a couple playoffs. I think in this case with the Knicks, I think this might what their plan should be is I actually like Scott Perry. I think for the first time in a while, I think he's an executive that has the team going in the right direction. You guys just saw they let Steve Mills go a couple weeks ago, but I think overall like it's just this whole issue just should never have happened.
And if you look at the interview, Spike Lee is tight.
Oh,
Spike Lee is like, Molly tried to get a word in. Spike Lee was like, let me finish.
Yeah.
Like, Spike Lee was tight. Like, you could tell. Like,
he straight up told them like, I'm done coming for the rest of the season.
yeah,
I'm
he
done.
did. That's a report. Like, he's done for the year.
I mean, personally,
and I don't blame him.
One other thing I want to say about this is when Spike said, if you watch the clip, right? Spike says, yeah, I'm done for the year. But he does say, oh, well, I'm going to be back next year. That's not a threat. Like, and that's the only thing I'm going to say, I'm going to talk about.
Plus, they still have your money in their pockets.
Right.
So.
And that's the one thing I'm going to say here that I kind of think Spike did wrong is that, like, if you're trying to get something done, you can't go on national TV and after all of this, how, like Will said, how mad he was and say, oh, yeah, but I'll be back next year. Like, I respect the loyalty, but, like, if you want to make a point, like, I just don't
It
get
does
that.
contradict.
I mean, we
His
all
whole
know
thing.
Spike Lee is a Knicks fan. He wouldn't have dropped the Knicks even if they dropped him. I mean, that's just Spike. He came
That's
on.
true.
And you know what's crazy? To add to your point, not only did he did that, he did the interview where the Knicks get on. So that is kind of like,
Yeah.
but that shows Spike's loyalty. So I think the Knicks deserve to give Spike Lee a little bit more respect than they are giving him. But with regards to James Dolan and stuff like that, like with James Dolan there, the Knicks is never going to get free agents. And even though they hired, let's move on here to Leon Rose.
I think this was a decent move.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's a decent move too, but I just feel like, even with him being as president, but James Dolan there, guys is not good. I mean, he's scaring everybody away. Nobody want to come there.
He is. And that new guy is Leon Rose, by the way. Melo actually had some interesting things to say about him. He said, quote, player relations, he's very big on that. Deal making, very big on that. Communicating, knowing personnel. He's been in this game for a long time, and he goes on from there. So it seems like Melo likes the guy.
I mean, he has ties with CP3 and B, Allen Iverson, Cat, Carmelo, Anthony, obviously like you said, and he's probably like the second biggest name in the agent.
According to Forbes, he's number 2 among basketball agents.
Exactly. So
that could be a bright thing.
He's more of a behind the scenes guy. I really had to do some FBI digging on the internet to even pull up a picture of the brother because I didn't know how he looked or whatever, but he's good at developing players. He's good at, communicating, and you need communication. And the Knicks right now, what the Knicks need to do is try to attract some free agents over there. I mean, it's bigger than that. I already told you what the Knicks should do, but, obviously, if James Dolan's still there, the next big thing is to attract those free agents.
And
you need somebody that can communicate with these free agents as well. So I think that's a decent move.
And to also work on developing Barrett and Frank.
I think last night I actually watched a
Frank
decent.
is the shot.
Well, here's the thing. You say that
They could work with
I actually watched a decent amount of the game last night, and it's funny. I didn't hear about the Spike Lee thing until this morning. But going to bed last night, for the first time in a while, as a semi-Knick fan, I actually felt pretty good about the team. RJ Barrett hit that game-winning shot. That was really nice. I know it's the Rockets, they don't have size, but Mitchell Robinson played awesome. And, Frank, he played the whole fourth quarter last night. And I understand it hasn't really worked out so far, but I think for the first time in a while, you see the young pieces are there. Odds are the Knicks are going to have a top 5 pick this year. I think LaMelo Ball would be a great fit.
Yes, sir.
That would be awesome.
And once again, I think the team, as weird as this may sound, not everyone's going to agree with me because it's New York, and obviously it's a huge market, and the Knicks, we all know, went after Durant and Irving in this past offseason. It didn't happen. But if I'm the Knicks, what I'm going to do, right, is kind of just accept the reality of, all right, like, we screwed up. Free agents aren't going to want to come here, so why not just run, like, I don't want to say like a small market team, but the traditional way. Develop your young guys and go from there.
I mean, it's no other choice right now. I mean, they have no other choice. They have to develop the young guys. Nobody want to come there and play. And Leon said, please be patient. I mean, you telling a Knicks fan that's been heartbroken for 40
There
years
is
to
no
be
patience,
patient.
my man.
I mean, come on now. How
There's
much
no
patience do
patience.
you want us to be?
After they choked the finals in '94, there's no patience anymore.
Exactly.
Like,
Come on. It's been a long time. If James Dolan don't sell the team, if he don't let my people go, the Knicks will continue to be the daggone Knicks as we know it, and they're going to continue to have off the field antics, off the court antics, should I say, like how they did last night with Spike Lee.